Greetings, fellow all-weather cyclists. I just thought I would record my commute on my Trek Farley 5. I just have a light glove on here because I've got the pogies installed, and those things have kept my hands toasty right down to minus 30, minus 40 wind chills. Highly recommend those 45 North Cobra Fist pogies. Just going to cut through this schoolyard here since there's no school today. Fresh snow here. It's really fun when you can have fresh tracks. And in Manitoba, you have to look for every little bump. Right there, the kids have made some toboggan jumps, moguls. I take this route in the winter because it has a lot less traffic and reduced speeds, but it doesn't always get cleared very often. So you can see how in some sections you're just riding through mashed potatoes. The fat bike tire really handles that well. You don't get the washing out side to side that you would get with the skinnier tire. Some people argue a hybrid tire or studded tire is going to cut down to the pavement and give you more control, but I found the fat bike just you point it and pedal and it will just travel in that direction. In fact, the fat bike seems to handle every surface better except for pavement, where it's probably the worst choice. Nice morning, about minus 10 degrees Celsius, almost no wind. Nice lighting, so I thought I'd film the video. The narwhal tires on this bike are 27.5 by 4.5 inches, so it's a new tire wheel standard. I've got the studs installed. They've added about 120 grams to each tire, so really insignificant when each tire weighs 1.5 kilos. I found this new wheel size seems to have just a little bit higher top speed or cruising speed than the other fat bike wheels and tires, which are 26 inches by 4 or 5 inches. Interestingly enough, Bontrager makes a narrower version of the narwhal tire, also a 3.8, so I intend to give that a shot in the spring when it's time to pull the studs out. One thing's for certain, these fat bike tires throw up a lot of mud and snow and sand and water, and there just isn't a good fender solution yet that I've found. At home I've got a landing pad where I let this thing drip and dry off till the next day. I am on a bike route here, which gives me priority, and it's worth traveling the few extra kilometers again to just have a more scenic, more friendly route, and it makes my commuting experience more enjoyable. So check out Google Maps and find a route that's safer for you and that's going to get you out of traffic. It will be less aggravating at the end of the day, which for me, the commute is the best part of my day. Look at this guy coming up here. Oh yeah, the feeling of freedom. We've got a light here, so taking the lane so other traffic can pass and turn there. Green light. I'm going to move over so that other cars can pass and turn left in front of me. But this kind of stuff is really sloppy. Usually you're cutting lanes, so be cautious at doors. And I'm just going to continue straight through here. Look at the melt. I'm just trying to make my way down to the river's edge here because we've got a really nice trail along the Assiniboine River. The side streets are rarely plowed in Winnipeg here, so you can see the, or I don't know if you can see in the video, but it's pretty undulating surface. Gonna hop on the sidewalk here because there's a construction site going on, so I've got to cut through here. All good. This short piece of single track here is really fun on the fat bike in the winter. This is what I think the ideal trail is like to ride. It's fast, crisp. The knobs on those tires just cut right in. And it's the best part of my commute. This Trek Farley just has great handling. It feels just like my summer trail bike. Doesn't feel sluggish. And despite the big tires, you can change directions really quickly. You can get right on the edge of those tires and just carve it. You can really hear the studs on the pavement here. Here's the Red River Assiniboine Mutual Trail. You can see the line of skating rink and walking path. It's one of the more fun sections I get to do in the morning, and basically just drop off a small ledge here, and then there's I got the flight of stairs coming up here. And I do that every day on this fat bike. The wheels are still true, so that big tire absorbs a lot of impacts. I've spliced in another clip from another day the rest of my commute, just to demonstrate why the studs are so important in the winter, at least in this neighborhood. It looks like we have a city truck here. There's a guy with an empty garbage bag, so he must be cleaning up the trail for us. So what was snow the other day has melted, and now we've got these pools of ice that are all rutted and post-holed from people walking and riding their bikes through. So this stuff is pretty dangerous on a high-pressure tire, especially without studs. So there's a number of warming huts along the way. That was one of them. They're all different, designed by different groups. You can see there's a little meltwater there on top of the river now. Just heading into the Forks now. It's a very popular tourist destination in Winnipeg. This is the harbor area, and normally these are docks with boats parked here. You can get a rental tour. There's another warming hut on the shoreline, a pedestrian bridge there on the right, and the Red River is split off in that direction to the right. If you follow that line on the right on the wall, there'll be a blue line. That is the historical flood level of the rivers. And so imagine the water level being that high, covering this entire area, flooding it over. We have one of the longest skating trails in the world here in Manitoba, in Winnipeg. And so this is a skating rink, freshly zambonied, pretty sketchy. On the right, we have the ice castles. This was something they had built as a promotional feature at the Forks to draw in kids. I think tickets were mighty expensive. And we have the bridge over to St. Boniface there. We have a restaurant. We've had numerous restaurants there. Better shot of the Human Rights Museum. What a cool looking building. Trail conditions are good here today, but on other days when this trail is a little bit looser or fresh snow, other bikes have to take the street, which is up high there on my left. So I really like this part of the trail. It gets me out of traffic again, and talk about a scenic route. And this is the Exchange District, historical business district here in Winnipeg. And this is the waterfront, where they've got this beautiful park with manicured flowers in the summer. Really nice. Great trail in the winter. Along the bike path here we have La Mer Hotel and another restaurant, Cibo, on the right. Really another neat building. Really looks so bright in the winter. Bring a little bit of color back to the landscape. Whittier Park across the river. This snowdrift here at the end, it changes every day, every time it snows. Fun drill to just get to hit every day. You look for snowbanks that you can crush with these fat bikes. It's a whole other different style of cycling that if you haven't tried it yet, you have to get out there and do it. It's like monster truck for your bike. No need to run a bell, they can hear you a mile away with these tires. Looks like another all-weather cyclist here on the skinnies. Good show. Dressed appropriately for the condition, rocking the pogies. The city has continued to plow this route this year, and this particular stretch here is maybe a couple hundred meters, but it gets you out of a really dangerous stretch where you have trucks turning and a lot of blind spots for cyclists. So making the commitment to keep this trail open in the winter, I applaud that. Now we're coming up to a light here, and I always run my lights night and day, just like on a car that has running lights. It's a great idea on a bike. And so many times at this intersection where I'm going to cross straight and I'm not turning, I'll have a car turn right in front of me. And so since I've run the lights, that's never happened. So really, run your lights in the daytime on your commuter bike. You need all the help you can get. Be safe. The light I'm running is a Phoenix 30R, I think it's called. A fantastic light, among the best. I hop on the sidewalk here because in the gutter it's full of glass and wire, and it's clearly not clear of snow. So I'll take the sidewalk here and I'll get back into the bike lane. This street is named Annabelle, and it's also a bike lane, bike route. But you can see there's not cleared. It's full of black ice. It's a lot of fun on the fat bike, though. Lots of ridges. Sometimes you'll need to climb in and out of those when there's traffic or water. And that's where the studs are going to help you climb in and out of those ruts. We're heading up the pedestrian bridge here. Another great implementation for cycling and pedestrians. This way you can avoid having to take the overpass. Have some fellas down there ice fishing. This is the Red River frozen over, and here I was trying to capture some type of smooth shot, acting like a human gimbal, but I guess the results could be better. This turn can be so dicey. It's just pure ice right now, and you've really just got to cut an edge and ride it out. And that's why commuting can be a good way of training your skills. You get to drill different sections of a trail every day until you've got the fastest route or the best line in every condition. So right now I'm on a bike route / pedestrian path. And what's going to happen here is that it funnels into the sidewalk, which I am adamantly against sidewalk cycling, but here I've got to do a short stint. My choice is to hop into traffic where high-speed cars are coming off an overpass, just like so, or stay on the sidewalk for 100 so meters, and this is where I'm turning off. So I think that design is flowing pedestrian and cycling traffic into a bad spot. Here I'm hopping into another back lane, which is safer than with the cars, I suppose. You still have to be about your wits. Cars can come from any direction back there. But terrain's technical, and the fat bike's fun to go from lane to lane. Look at all these ruts. Just rolling up on the local bike shop here. Look at this mural in the morning sun. Well, that's it, guys. The end of my commute by Fat Bike. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more of this, like and subscribe. We'll see you again next time.